We have not put down scenarios, so to speak, but we have, of course, thought a lot about the implications of the election. Firstly, in terms of our economic outlook for the US, the near term and the next couple of years, we don't see the election itself as having a material impact on the near term growth outlook in the US. We expect a big contraction this year of minus 4.6%, and then a rebound next year to 4%, and then leveling off after that. But we're not expecting a V-shaped recovery in the US. It's going to be a very strong bounce back, we think, in the third quarter of the year, but then a much more slow and gradual recovery, a bit like a Nike swoosh shape. But when we do think about, the US-China trade relations, there are some subtle differences there in the approach we think the two administrations would take. If Trump wins, it's going to be more of the same, more of the unilateral belligerence approach, somewhat unpredictable. If Biden wins, it might be more of a traditional, more of a multilateral approach, and hence somewhat more predictable, less of the tweet style. And that would be good for policy certainty and possibly good for emerging markets. When we talk to emerging markets around the world, the uncertainties that have been a highlight of the Trump administration has been very difficult for policymakers to keep up and react. So a more predictable approach to policy would probably be welcomed by policymakers around the world.
Assuming Biden is elected, will everything be soothed and calmed down when we talk about the friction happen between the two countries?
Well, so we do expect whoever wins the election that US-China tensions are going to stay high for some time. There's a very bipartisan view, we think, in the US that it's time to get tough on China. The intellectual property issues, the technology issues, the bilateral trade relationship. So what might differ is the Biden approach might be more of a multilateral one, but we're not expecting a dramatic decline in tension. So we are penciling into our forecasts and for our outlook in 2021 sustained US-China tensions. But again, if Biden wins, perhaps more predictability and more of a traditional pressure approach using alliances and multilateral agencies to press the case.